Hey guys. So today I'm going to be talking about small market altcoins. So basically I'm looking at altcoins that are between the 61st and the 80th position. So I'll kind of just give you guys a brief overview of the market today in that position. So these are, you can see like basically between 100 million to like 175 million is kind of the range. And so that's like kind of pretty much what I've been doing as far as like tracking some of these coins. I have some of these different categories broken into roughly about, 20 coins. So looking at the top 100 coins, I've been in 5 categories. Yesterday, we looked at the inverse market cap coins. And so today I wanted to take a look at the at this other kind of demographic of altcoins. And so I left a description in the link below for my last video that I did 5 months ago. And basically what I did is I've been, let me get this set up here real quick. I've been kind of going over these picks and kind of just where I see the altcoin market space. And so these were my picks 5 months ago. So we have like my top 5 were Pivx, Z Classic, Aion, Quash, and Golem. Right next to it, what I have is the position that it's currently in terms of its positioning on CoinMarketCap. And this is the total. Like basically I just added these up and that is the score. So you can see like an up arrow means that it's gone up, down arrow it's gone down, 2 down arrows it's gone way down, and this this other line is basically it's kind of stayed at that position. And so you can see basically kind of where I was looking at these coins from last year, or not last year, but 5 months ago, and kind of where we're at now, and kind of how these have performed. So, these are my new picks. So that's that. You guys can see those below. Green means that it's new in this position. Either it's moved up or it wasn't in the top 100 before. Red means it's gone down. Yellow means it's pretty much stayed the same. And now I think it's probably worth looking at some of the volumes. And so these are in thousands, and this is the 24-hour volume of these coins. And so as you can see, I've weighted these a little bit heavier in terms of my picks for those that are doing a little bit more volume. Typically, that's a good indicator that the coin's going to do pretty well, at least in my opinion. It's not the only determining factor, but I think it's a big one. And you can see like my top 2 picks today in this category are these exchange coins, the Bancor and Kyber Network. And so these ones are doing pretty well. I was really interested in this Mithril. Syscoin is the biggest one today. So if we're looking at the top performers today, it's Syscoin and Decentraland. Decentraland actually came up into this position. I covered this yesterday, so I didn't include this in the list. But and then the other one's Smart Cash. I'm actually holding quite a bit of Smart Cash, so it was refreshing to see that actually enter the top 100 again. Because last time I had talked about this, it was in the top 100. So perhaps we see a little bit of a surge in Smart Cash here lately. And also been kind of looking at this MonaCoin. I think that's an interesting pick. But these ones, like when I was looking at the coins yesterday, there was a lot more coins that I feel like I know a little bit about. Some of these I had to look into a little bit more. And I was actually talking to this Vietnamese guy just yesterday who's helping me fix my computer. And he bought in pretty heavily into CyberMiles. And I was just mentioning that on my stream the other day that I didn't know much about it. So we had kind of an interesting conversation. But yeah, there's like FunFair. I know Loom Network, Aion. I was pretty bullish on like last time. You can see here, like I had that as one of my top 5 coins. It's kind of remained in that position, but Syscoin is all screwed up right now. They halted trading. Okay, yeah, I don't understand why it's surging then. But there's a lot of volume, with this. Like if we're looking, the 24-hour volume is 263 million in terms of its trading activity. Like that's like more than what we're seeing in the market cap. So I don't really understand that. Like let's take a little bit of a closer look into Syscoin. Like maybe we can see It's not even really showing up at the volume. Yeah, I guess I don't know much about the hack, so I guess I'll have to look into that a little bit. Yeah, you can see in Binance. So, I mean, is that what happened? And basically got hacked in Binance? I'm not as up on kind of what's happening with this particular coin. But I'm gonna go over at least the ones that I do know a little bit about, and kind of talk about some of those. ReddCoin was an interesting one. This was one that was it's basically, it's kind of had its ups and downs. So ReddCoin, if we take a look at the charts, this one you can see like this one pumped like in the summer of basically in June, July, basically June timeframe, really came up in terms of its market cap, and then really boomed again in kind of that late December, early January. API attack, okay, appreciate that, Joey. ReddCoin, I'm still a little bit on the sidelines for ReddCoin, and so that's why like I put these ones, kind of down here. It's encouraging, like the amount of volume that we're seeing and how it's kind of entered into this particular position, but I could see this one falling back down. So I'm not. This is one I kind of want to stay a little bit away from. The DentaCoin was one that was trending much higher, and now it's down quite a bit. Emercoin and MonaCoin, like those are kind of new to the list. They're up a little bit. I guess Emercoin was one that was in the inverse market cap category. But yeah, so it's like these are basically kind of like my picks and kind of where I'm seeing these particular projects. Like I'm pretty bullish on FunFair. Like I really like the gaming aspect of it, but the volume's really low. So it's hard to take a coin like that and put it into the top small market cap coins. Now Syscoin's been around a while, so I know that I guess there are some issues with the hack and whatnot, and the volumes might not be completely accurate or reflective of what's going on with the coin. But this coin's been around a while. Let's see if I can pull this one up. Taking a look at the charts. I mean, this one, it's showing first activity in August 20th of 2014. So it's been on the market about 4 years. First saw it really kind of, pump in March of 2016, kind of moving sideways, and then really started to explode in that April, May, June, July timeframe when just the overall crypto markets were really taking off. So it's been some up and down. Let's take a look at like the last month. So yeah, you can see like just a huge spike, I guess, with the volume here. But there has been a little bit of a downtrend. Let's take a look at the last 3 months. It's been in a little bit of a downtrend since kind of late April, like the last week of April or so. So one Syscoin sold for 96 Bitcoin on Binance. Wow, I don't know about all that. That's crazy. What is one Syscoin? Syscoin's 28 cents. Man. Usually Binance is pretty good about that kind of stuff, about like security issues and whatnot being a much larger exchange. Yeah, at least with the numbers here, I think it's interesting. It got the self key is way up there in terms of its volume. But Syscoin and self key are the two top ones. Then you've got Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum, kind of some of these large coins. Interesting to see Decentraland there. I don't know anything about this poet or Poe. But taking a look at the exchanges, I mean, it's still currently the top exchange, OKEX. Yeah, the hack enabled them to do some crazy stuff. Hackers, man, taking over things. Another thing I wanted to talk about was cloud mining. I was on the phone for like probably like an hour and a half last night talking with a guy that's building a cryptocurrency mining company that's more based on Zcash in kind of like the Northeast area in the US. And so I was talking to them about a lot of different things. I mean, they're still kind of in ICO and like startup phase, and that's, you know, typically like my stance is I don't really get into companies that early, but I was interested to kind of hear a little bit more about the project they were doing. And I kind of went into an interesting train of thought and wanted to kind of try to replay some of what I had talked about with you guys. Is with cryptocurrency mining or cloud mining or a lot of these things, like I haven't really found one that has really given me a lot of confidence to put a whole lot of money into. Like I've been wanting to get into some profitable crypto mining companies, but mining Bitcoin right now is just not profitable with the way, you know, the Bitcoin difficulty is currently trending. I mean, everything's kind of going up, and so it's not nearly as profitable to mine Bitcoin. But that was really the case like last year as well. So nothing's really changed there. You do see a lot of like cryptocurrency mining companies, cloud mining companies that are mining Bitcoin, and that's in a lot of ways is kind of like a first red flag for me. And I'm interested in getting more involved with a mining company that's doing other cryptocurrencies that's actually able to remain profitable. So if you Google, or not Google, but if you get into YouTube and you look at gigawatt mining tour, I'm the first video that comes up. And so that was kind of one of my first videos that I kind of did like a tour like that of going and researching a cryptocurrency company. And it's a pretty large, one of the largest cryptocurrency mining companies in Eastern Washington, which is really a hotbed for cryptocurrency mining right now because of the cheap electricity rates. And some of the topics we had talked about was basically kind of switching between different coins and you know, setting the machines up for, you know, mining you know, differently, I guess. And it can be more profitable if you're able to switch from like one coin to the other. And you're able to do that in like, you know, you basically have the infrastructure set up to do something like that. You can take advantage of some different pricing, you know, that's kind of going on in the market. And so, let's see if I can bring this up here. So one of the things we were discussing was, you know, setting up an infrastructure where you're able to kind of like switch between different coin pairs, and being able to do that so that you can increase the profitability of your mining operation. And so if you look at Zcash, Zcash is on the Equihash mining algorithm. So they have this set up basically with this Equihash mining, and so they're mining Zcash. However, there's several other coins they could switch to if they want. So say, for whatever reason, it's more profitable to mine Komodo, or Hush is really trending at that time. Having the ability to have your mining operation that's able to kind of switch to a different coin, and you can kind of, you know, redirect some of your resources to mining a different cryptocurrencies. You want to get into something like that where you're able to do pretty well, like mining those the most profitable coins at that time. I did a little bit of an article kind of explaining last year there was a time where like the Bitcoin network really came to really kind of a halt. Like if you were trying to, you know, send Bitcoin around or whatever, like it was taking a really, really long time. And also at the same time, like Bitcoin Cash was like exploding in price. And a lot of people in America, at least in North America, were kind of confused by this phenomenon. And it took me like a day or two to really kind of figure out what was going on. But it was the first time in history that we had seen more cryptocurrency mining operations mining Bitcoin Cash as opposed to Bitcoin. And so the block rewards and just the environment that was happening it made it much more profitable to get into mining Bitcoin Cash. And so the price started shooting up. Bitcoin transactions really started slowing way down because all of the, you know, the hash rate was basically moving on to another coin. And it was kind of a really interesting like dynamic that happened last year. And it was, there was a lot of theories like this is like some sort of like coordinated like conspiracy, you know, with Chinese miners or whatever. And I don't think it really had as much to do with it. Like, I think it really just shows that like some of these Asian cryptocurrency mining companies are becoming more innovative. Like they are innovating in the space, and they're able to, they have the technology and the resources to switch around into different cryptocurrency pairs if that's more profitable to mine at that particular time. And that's the kind of innovation that I want to see with a cryptocurrency mining company for me to want to get invested. I want to see that they're able to do something like that. And that's difficult. That's a hard thing to really kind of set up and do. However, you know, the market doesn't really care. And these huge mining operations in Asia are really taking advantage of some of these like different dynamics in the market right now. So like, you know, right now, like I'm in Asama. I'll show you guys my Asama account. Like Asama is a little bit more innovative with what they're doing, and I like what they're doing. And so that's why like I've been getting more involved with them. They're also local here. I've been wanting to reach out to them. I've been seeing some stuff they've been posting on social media, but I want to get go over there and do another video at some point to kind of show you guys this. But it's really the only mining company that I'm interested in putting like $10,000, you know, into, kind of at that level. Right now I just have $1,000 in it, but I'm looking to get a lot more invested in this platform once we see kind of the cryptocurrency prices really recover, because it's still kind of tied to the fiat value. But this is Asama right here. I'm in two others. So I'm in Asama, I'm in, I have a little bit in IE Miner. That hasn't been going as well, so I haven't really been talking about that. I'm still kind of working with them and hoping to get, you know, some sort of answers to some of my questions. It just hasn't been as good for the interest rates and whatnot. I also have a little bit in Genesis Mining. That was one of the first ones that I invested into, but it's been pretty low in terms of the returns. So it's not something I'm really looking to put, you know, a whole lot more into. There was, you know, Hashflare, there's you know, there's BitClub, there's a few other companies that are kind of, you know, getting into the cryptocurrency space. I'm really interested in also investing in Gigawatt. You know, if I can kind of reach out to them and get a little bit more information about some of the things they're doing. But you know, I'm not really that invested into cryptocurrency mining, and you know, part of the reasons for that is I just haven't really seen something that makes me, you know, that kind of proves to me that they're really on the cutting edge of what they're doing and is going to give some good returns. You know, if you're some of these platforms, like basically the daily APR on some of these packages and everything that you're getting invested into, it's going to be like between 0.1 to like, you know, 0.25% per day, which is not very much. It's going to take you a long time to get your initial seed capital back. That's not necessarily the case with Asama. It's much higher. And but you know, there's a little bit of a difference there because it caps the daily interest, or the interest that you make. Once you 3x, you know, your investment in the platform, you have to buy a new package. So so that was you know, something that I feel is a little bit more of a sustainable model. My internet is not, it's pretty slow right now. I'm not really sure what's going on, so I'll let that load. Tidex was down for 7 hours. I was getting into, I've been getting into IDEX. Like I got it on here, or IDAX. It's my IDAX account. But the manual withdrawals is not something I really like, but pretty much have everything out of there now. I got like some dust Ethereum in there, but But yeah, like, I mean, that's kind of the two things I wanted to talk about. So I thought that was kind of, at least with me, like when I'm kind of talking to some companies that are reaching out to me, and if there's like a mining company that's interested and kind of like maybe wanted to work with me, like if I wanted to do like maybe help them kind of do some marketing or whatnot, like I want to see a little bit of innovation behind what they're doing. And so that's, I think, the big thing for me is I want to see something that convinces me that this platform is special. And all of the projects and platforms that I'm in currently, I could probably say that or make a strong use case for all of the platforms that I'm supporting and getting into. They have something that they're doing that's a little bit innovative, that's a little bit different than what everyone else is doing. I'm looking for the same thing when I'm looking at these altcoins. You know, right now, like with the success of Binance and Binance's BNB coin, these network coins, these exchange coins, I think are going to do pretty well. Like they've like Bancor has come way up. Kyber's come down a little bit, but I still think it has quite a bit of potential. And so I'm still thinking this is going to be a good one to get into. I think it'll rebound. And then, you know, you kind of see some of the volume of some of these other ones. Like I think that the volumes, like I thought it was interesting, this GXChain. Like I looked into this one because I didn't know anything about this. And if we look at like the market, you can see like the #1 exchange, like most of it's here in China. And some of these other ones are kind of foreign exchanges. So it made me want to kind of look at the website and kind of understand a little bit more about it. And it's all Chinese. So, you know, this is definitely a very Chinese project. And right now, China is just really exploding in the cryptocurrency market. So this one and the volume that I'm seeing, you know, with this particular project, and kind of this also this sustained volume right here, I think this has a potential to do pretty well here in the near future. And so that's kind of why I'm putting it, you know, where I have it right now. Maybe not in my top 5, but I still think that was a good one. FunFair volumes are a little bit low, but I do like the FunFair project. And so I'm kind of bullish on some of these other ones. But this is, I feel like, it's a very good market to be in, especially when we're seeing the cryptocurrency markets taking off, kind of like, you know, what we saw yesterday. It's corrected a little bit. You know, things are, you know, for the most part are down. If we switch this to Bitcoin, most of the top altcoins are down a little bit. So most of the ones like here in the top 50, Steam is up pretty big today. Digibyte a little bit, Status, but for the most part, a lot of the coins are kind of, you know, they've retracted a little bit. But Decentraland is one of the biggest performers today, and you can kind of see some of the other ones. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of a correction from, you know, we've seen the market was over 270 billion not too long ago. Due diligence is always good when getting into mining platforms. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, there's a lot of cloud mining scams, and that was kind of another reason. Like, there was a lot of ICO scams, cloud mining scams, and so for the most part, like, I really needed to be convinced if I was going to be something I was going to get into. There's enough, you know, shady projects in crypto. Like, it's you know, it's a lot to kind of get into some of these that you know, you may not be able to sleep as well at night. I tell you what though, like looking at some of my picks from like the last 5 months, let's take a look at that a little bit. I was actually really disappointed in Dent. I was really surprised to see that Dent went down as much as it did. It really kind of collapsed. I'm still holding a lot of Dent. You know, this was in the top 100. It was actually in the top 80. You know, not too long ago. It was really high. So this thing is really just taking a dive. Z Classic as well. Like Z Classic was starting to pump a little bit when there was the hard fork. After that, it really just tanked. So, yeah, these are, you know, I was kind of like adding up my score. So like I did a little bit better with these next kind of 5 small market coins. These ones I was doing pretty well, but I was fairly on the ball, with some of these. Like the ones that I wasn't really wanting to get into didn't do as well. I mean, Cryptonex, GX shares, and Ethos are still there. They're still in this category, but Pillar and Bitcore fell off. You can see Syndicore, Salt, Factum fell off. Syscoin is still in there. Yeah, the ones that I was pretty bullish on, Pivx, C Classic did pretty bad. Aion, Quash went down a little bit, and Golem. So, and then Bytum. This was the best performing one, this Bytum one. It's currently in the 33rd position. I still don't know a whole lot about it, but this one's gone way up. So, but yeah, those are my picks for this round. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing coins 40 through 60 or 41 through 60. So kind of the mid-market altcoins in the space. So I'm going to be kind of looking into some of those projects and kind of seeing, where I see some of those, just taking a little bit of a peek of kind of where these at. Some of these are a little bit more, recognizable. Dogecoin, Populous. You can see Golem trending pretty high. Bitcoin Private's a new one. Qcoin shares, Digix DAO. Looks like they changed their logo. Loopring, ALF is a pretty big one. So I'll be looking into these ones tomorrow and kind of doing a little bit of research and making some of my picks. So, all right, guys. Appreciate y'all staying online, and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow.